What it do?
Was good.
Yeah, all that. Yeah.
All that fancy stuff. Okay. We are Culture Nexus.
Yeah. Just, man,
How's your week been, dude?
It's been a lot. I'm not gonna lie.
It's been a long week.
Yeah, just a lot of getting things back rolling as far as in my life and all that, and just a lot of good things happening. I'll say.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, a lot of things building, which will come into we'll just come into a connection into this too, so it will be a benefit for this as well. That being meeting the pod.
Yeah. We're slowly building things out, and what you've got going on now can coincide with what we're envisioning for the future.
Yeah, I don't need to go too further into explanations
secret
or stuff
stuff. We're not giving details too much yet.
Yeah, just know that something's in the works.
Yes.
For sure. But that, a lot of more so positivity in my head, basically. Just because there's definitely been just a lot of strains and all that as far as just going through the week, but I'm straight.
It's good. We love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, same here. I mean, my week was fairly all right. Nothing too bad happened. I had a really good start. We finished around, but nothing. We ain't go down though. It was good. So it was a good week.
Okay,
it was a good week.
There we go.
All that great stuff. I don't really have any any special goings on. This was a pretty normal week.
Hey, sometimes it'd be like that.
Well, I guess we'll talk about it more when we get into the main topic, because I want to bring that in. But so the main thing we're getting into this week, OnlyFans is brain rot. It's literally bad for people, and I think we need to talk about it.
Yeah, I want to say it's definitely it's gotten, even though it's not as, I want to say, it. Okay, how do I say this? It's not as as much of a I don't know. You don't hear it as much, going through the public stuff and all that. Obviously, it's more of something you don't really like to talk about, and it's probably for a good reason, because a lot of people maybe you might see influencers on maybe an IG or TikTok or something like that might have a link there, meaning they probably solicit some kind of nudity on there,
I mean, I'll just say it. Sex sells.
Yeah.
And specifically, I think that explicit kind of content has been prevalent in our culture for a minute now.
Yeah, I want to say that for sure. Even now, even with you, I'm assuming Twitter, because I honestly haven't been on Twitter in a minute, but that.
Yeah.
Like I said, the other two, IG and TikTok, you could probably someone you've seen on there as you were scrolling, they probably are on there. You see a pretty
lady, you automatically assume that they have an OnlyFans. You're checking links as soon as you click onto their profile. Just it's really bad. I think when I say brain rot, it's because a lot of when I scroll on my explore page, and I know you're thinking oh, the algorithm gives you what you like. So anyway, I mean, they shouldn't have it that much available. It's even though I like having different models and stuff, and I'll if I'm on Instagram, I like anime content, I like funny videos, but somehow it always bleeds into some extremely attractive woman maybe she's doing a cosplay. Maybe she's like saying something that is appealing towards like men or something like that. Stuff like that. I see a lot of content like that, and I'll click on the profile, and there's an OnlyFans link. There's a link to her Twitter /X profile, and it's there's explicit graphic content on there of the sexual variety, and I think that's way like too prevalent in our culture right now. I think it's really bad for like, what is it, like Gen Z? There's like sort of a trend that's been going of like, once a girl turns 18, boom, there's the OnlyFans profile, and like that's terrible for culture. That's terrible for like their life later on down the line, because you can't do porn forever.
You can't. You
can't do spicy content and expect like that to be like a good career choice for like the next 20 to 40 years of your life.
Yeah,
it's just not happening
unless you don't plan on living that, as far as like to that point. But
yeah, if you want kids, if you want a family, if you want to like have any semblance of a normal life, then you can't get into that kind of stuff. You can't get into that because not just with like how society looks at you, it's going to be difficult finding a partner who's going to be like willing or wanting for you to be with them.
Yeah,
if you're showing all the goodies, what's for me?
Yeah,
it's for everybody.
Yeah, no, I've seen that too many times. Once they find out, like they try to throw in like whether they're like say on something like, say, I think it's like the second, like third time I've mentioned like the pop of the balloon, but
I haven't seen any OnlyFans girls on there, but like I think...
but maybe some like maybe a stripper, or
plenty of strippers.
Yeah, or someone who like they've seen like some of the guys I've seen like
they're selling box.
Like it seems like they're seeing their IG stuff, and it's like, yeah, the way you put yourself out there is just like that should be exclusive, to me. Not now that you're putting that all out there for like the world to see.
Yeah, if it's for everybody,
it's just like I don't want that, basically.
Yeah. And I'm sorry to cut you off. I just had this thought as you were speaking. I was thinking like, you're describing like how it's not for everyone to see. I also think that it's like once people do see you in that light, it's very hard to not see them like as I don't like, women are their own people, like individuals, obviously. Yes. But when you sexualize yourself, you sort of objectify like how you're viewed. And that's might not be intentional, but it is an after effect of like how people are gonna view you. So when you do that, not that I can't take you seriously, but it makes it a little bit harder to take you seriously when you're like giving political arguments, or you're trying to like show your personality or anything. Because like in my head, I'm thinking, you're just selling me like sexual pictures of yourself. Like I don't really care to hear about like what you're talking about with politics, or what you're talking about with any of that other stuff, because you're selling sex.
Yeah,
like, that's what my mind is geared toward thinking about you about. And maybe that's like an issue on my part.
No, it's
like,
not.
If you're showing that side of yourself, that's what you're advertising. That's where my mind goes.
Yeah, no, I disagree saying that it's just like an issue with you. Like I said before, a lot of other, just people in general have that same opinion on them, or, just that view on them. And again, it's gonna be warranted if if you know what they're about. They've done that stuff, and they try to go into these other like other, I want to say, fields.
Totally. I was watching a podcast the other day with I don't know if it was like Fresh and Fit. No, it was with the Jubilee videos. They do Middle Ground.
Oh, okay. I know what you're talking about.
Like they have two opposing views, and they have like a bunch of people. They sit down, they do sort of like a okay, here's what you hit, and they have some questions. Here's this side and that side. There was a girl on there. I forgot what they were debating, but like she does porn video, like she does OnlyFans, right? And she was like giving this very like opinionated, very like I actually liked some of the points that she made. I think she was very articulate with like how she was like presenting herself in that. Then I checked her Twitter, and you know, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I liked what I saw, but everything she said after that, just static. I'm just looking like, oh my gosh, you know? And I hate that happened, because, like, you were so smart.
Yeah. I mean, again, like, I'm not. I'll read the. Well, I'm just gonna say it's gonna be warranted. Those thoughts are in your head about it. It's just gonna be warranted when, again, like that sort of profession, I guess, if you want to call it that.
I suppose. Does that make me a sexist? Possibly. I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know about sexist, man. Just again, they're actively like make you like, well, the views is they're basically making you like see what they have. It's just like whatever you think of them as based on that. That's basically their own, problem, I want to say. Or just
what's the quote? It's like if it walks like a duck, talks like a duck, it's probably a duck.
Basically, forgive me for my words and shit, but like
you good, bro. I'm just saying, like, if you walk into, it's like say we're like just out and about in life, we're at a coffee shop or something, right? We're in a coffee shop,
yeah,
and a person pulls up and they got the we're in a Starbucks and they got the little apron, the green apron with the Starbucks logo on it. They got the green apron with the Starbucks logo on it. They are in Starbucks. Name tag, hat, all that. You walk up to them, you're like, hey, can I get a coffee? Are you crazy for doing that?
No.
But then they're like, yo, I don't work here. Why would you assume that I work here?
Because of what you portray yourself as on the outside. Like, what are you wearing?
You look like you work here. I assumed that's what we were doing, so that's why I asked for some coffee. That, like, I assumed that. But, like, I was wrong, apparently. You can't just assume shit.
I guess not. Even though you make it so easy for us to do that.
I'm just saying, like, with that analogy, it's like, yo, you're portraying yourself in this certain way. Like, if someone's coming to you with that kind of energy, it's a little odd for you to be, like, dismissive or, like, upset at them for, like, doing that,
Yeah, I don't think obsessed the word. I would say it's just...
Well, I meant, like, you like, from their perspective, like, they shouldn't be upset.
Them.
If a person,
them. Yeah.
Like, they shouldn't be mad at a person if they're, like, sexualizing them when they are sexualizing themselves.
Yeah.
But I guess it's really, like, I don't know. It's a complex topic. It's a complex, like, sort of, like, thing to have out there.
I don't think it needs to be, though.
No?
No. It's sort
Where
of
does
like...
your mind go with this kind of stuff?
This stuff is just that... Again, that's the title. But...
it's brain rot, for real.
Yeah, but as far as, like, the actual, like, media of it itself... I'm just gonna put my own experience with this stuff out there. Not saying that... It's just, as far as, like, a consumer back then, when I was younger...
Right. I don't consume any of that stuff.
Yeah, sure. But yeah, no, like, again, when we were younger, I guess we're just getting to know, like, I guess our bias, our libido, shit like that.
Sure, yeah.
And
figuring out what you like.
Yeah, indeed. And again, not like I was really getting anything, like, I wasn't really getting none back then when I was younger or anything like that. And I was just like, I guess when I need a little stress relief type of thing, just you know.
It's so prevalent online. Like when you see it, you're just like it's easier to like go and click the link than it is to like go
and talk and all that. Yeah, at that point, that's what it was.
Mm-hmm.
Thing is, though, like over excessiveness on it,
right?
Or just like or even if you're in a routine of that, it can build up into something that is just worse.
Yeah, I think on the consumer side, because I don't want to just sit here and like blame women for sexualizing themselves and doing all that. Like it's a chicken and egg problem, like there's both.
Yeah, there's both ends to it, and like both bad ends to it.
Exactly. And I like where you're getting at with the like the consumption part. Like with men, like we definitely have like an issue of like it's super enticing for us, and it can develop into a problem. I've had an even more of quasi addiction stories.
Yeah,
I was definitely like a little like in my youth, in my younger days, I was definitely very much like probably a little bit of an addict with that stuff. So very similar to you, where I was just like
it was basically like it was a routine thing.
Yeah, like basically. Like you see, like you get the feeling, you start thinking about stuff, you're online, you see a picture, and it just kind of sets you off down this train of like, all right, well, I'm downloading videos tonight.
Yeah, yeah, basically that.
Hey, when I was growing up, late night, it was like HBO at night. Or
oh
something.
My god, like the after hours shit
at night. After hours, oh my gosh. What a time to be alive,
Yeah, that's just like it.
I hate that, like, being that young, you're kind of conditioned in that way because it's so prevalent in, like, I'd say American culture, of the sexualization of everything, and having like such free access to seeing explicit imagery like that. It really does, we're bringing back the brain rot conversation, but like it conditions you like in a way to see, women in a certain way, and it hurts. You have to like rethink about how you do things. And even today, like I was just talking about the woman who I really enjoyed her opinion, and like I thought she was articulate in the way that she spoke and all this other stuff. But then I went to her Twitter profile, and the knockers were knocking. Like,
yeah, and
it was just like I don't hear anything he's saying now, and that really sucks.
Yeah, no, it's just like you want to like hear them out, hear their opinions, stuff like that, see what kind of person they are, but it's just like kind of hard to do that when like. Yeah, it's just.
I will say it's a little bit different in real life. Like, have you ever met like a stripper or anything like that?
Stripper, something like that? No, that would no.
They're cool people.
Okay.
Like they're just chill.
Okay, I'll take your word on that.
Like, I mean, I've never like actually met someone with like a OnlyFans in real life, but I've met like strippers. I've met just like they're cool. They're just normal people.
Okay. Yeah,
it's a bit easier to like when you're in real life to not sexualize women like that, like, and objectify them, but like when it's through a screen, it almost like my brain has like a switch, and like that's I think that's probably a thing with a lot of guys. I'm assuming.
I think I've seen like one or two videos with not necessarily a model, but like just like an adult entertainment star or something like that. They go to like one of these conventions and whatnot, and they should talk about like how one thing that they don't like is that they immediately like come up talking to them about all the all that, basically the nasty
stuff that they've done in those videos.
Yeah, basically that.
And it's just like, I'm like, from both perspectives, that's weird. One, why are you walking up to a chick talking about like that kind of stuff? You don't even know them. That's such like a personal, intimate thing to do with a person, And like, yeah, they're doing porn, but like, still, like, we're in real life, bro. It's not, you know. But then also on the other side, for her, that's so uncomfortable because, like, yo, that's one, super intimate, and yeah, she is publicizing it and advertising and stuff, but like, also, like, it's work for her at that point. It's just work.
Yeah.
And like, she probably doesn't want to do that. You know, probably doesn't want to talk about that.
Yeah, no, I would say definitely not all the time, especially trying to hold a conversation and stuff like that. It's just it could probably go like you don't need to go like a hard left, basically. It's but
do you imagine meeting your favorite porn actress? You walk up to her, oh my gosh, that video with and you were in that house and like,
bro, it's
like, you remember being a real estate agent? Like,
I mean, that's technically not pertaining to the actual scene, but
I mean, like, dude, I don't know, that kind of stuff. Like, I think people really. Then I'm not gonna act like I'm the most like socially aware person like when I'm outside, but like I do think some people could stand to be a bit more like cognizant of like how other perspectives are, right? Like, you don't just walk up to a person and start talking about like that stuff.
Of course, you wouldn't do that to a normal person.
No.
Well, okay, that came out wrong.
You wouldn't even do like. I understand where you're coming at with like you wouldn't do that to a normal person, but also I don't think you should just do that to a person. Period. Like,
yeah.
Like, even when you meet celebrities, you're not like, you shouldn't go up to them and start fanboying because like you like their work. That's weird. Like,
yeah, that just puts them in like basically in like an uncomfortable type of like position type of thing. Just like,
yeah, like, one, they're just normal people. They're doing their job, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it's cool to be like, hey, I have like a lot of respect for your work, and I think like what you've done is cool and all that stuff, but like don't like walk up to them and be like, oh my gosh, whoa, like, calm down. Calm down. I shit just like everybody else. Like,
it's like, hey, you're so-and-so, right? Just like, hey, what's up? Like, I know a bit of your work and whatnot, and it's just like I appreciate what you do, that sort of thing.
Yeah, exactly. I respect what you got going on. I like it. Hey, can I get a picture?
Yeah, that sort of thing.
Yeah, like, yeah. Now I'm not doing that with my favorite porn actresses, but
no.
But I do think of the awkwardness that a lot of them have expressed from like when they're like just out and about in life is something that should be noted for any like women or younger women that are thinking about going down the OnlyFans route or going down the sexual content route. It's difficult, especially like when you publicize that sort of stuff.
Yeah, just it never really. Also, it just all comes back down to like, again, like, I don't even want to say like take it in moderation. I'd say just don't like. I'd say like don't even bother with it at all. Again, from my own experience, I would say just not even like, just bother with it at all. Just.
When you say not bother with it at all, are you saying like, no, I agree with just don't even try to go down that route.
Yeah, because
I do get that like certain people, like I've talked to women where they were like, they felt like they had no choice,
Mm-hmm.
And I think a lot of men make it seem like that's like okay, because there's been women that I've talked to where it's like a guy will offer them like $1,000, $1,200, like, oh, come over, like, and they're
yeah,
when you're desperate, you don't have any cash, you can make some money like tonight,
which at that point is just like,
it's hard to say no.
Yeah, at that point I do understand, like, as far as like the circumstances and all that. Yeah, I do understand the circumstances with all that,
but I'm telling you, there's always an option, and that is not the right choice.
No, it's not. And I know maybe even the thought of like a regular kind of job might seem like sort of Like it.
The money is slow.
Yeah, it might seem distasteful to some, but
it's respectable though.
It is, and I assure you, like, not a lot of people would look down on you for that. If it's just like an honest, basically making like an honest living, doing like an honest job, that sort of thing. And yeah, it just helps as far as like, if all of them collectively, went down this road, it can help with, as far as the consumption issue.
Yes.
Yeah, and not saying to put that all on you as far as that still is on us as men.
Yeah, because the argument that they're going to come back with, like, if men weren't buying it, then there wouldn't be anything to sell. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, there's always going to be a market for that, and I'm not going to act like, there isn't. Like, just put it out there. Men are easy.
Yeah, we're very easy. Yeah, we're very easy to please. I will say that
in that aspect. So, like, it's very difficult to it's very difficult kind of situation. Like, even in that one example that I gave with this woman that I knew who had this guy who offered her like $1,200 for the night.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's a very hard deal to turn down.
Yeah, it's just like
for certain people, and depending on like your situation and all that stuff. But like, it's just like also like girls are like that. It's just hard. You need a lot of character strength and all that stuff.
Yeah,
you need to like have the correct morals aligned with like what you want to do in life.
True, indeed. Just to go, go on a different topic there. Now since we're talking about that, I don't know if I talked to you about this as far as like the whole simps.
The simp epidemic.
Okay,
Let's talk about it.
Oh, no, so it's like
a lot of y'all out here is simping way too hard. Like,
yeah, let's just say it right now. It's just, you mentioned the whole money thing as far as like them being like the women being desperate and grab that money to do all that.
Yeah, it's easy money, but it's not good for you.
Yeah, as far as like men per se, that's, they can be like desperate in that terms of like giving out all of their money in order to see like bare minimum type shit. That's where the simp shit comes in.
I get you. Niggas will pay their entire bank account just for a whiff of some pussy. Like, just for a whiff. Like,
yeah,
it's wild.
Yeah, and again, that's probably like a big like contributing factor to their success, I would say.
To the success of OnlyFans?
Yeah, I would say so. That's for sure. If not like the major
how
thing.
Desperate men are.
Yeah,
how desperate a lot of men can be.
Yeah, which that can stem from, I want to say, just they don't go out and talk to women or anything like that. For whatever reason. I could say, they might, have trouble with that, or, might not know how to, show themselves appearance wise in front of them, but
it happens.
It does, but then there are some unacceptable reasons, which that will leave you just like in that place of like
yeah. So like, I'm gonna be real with you. It's simple, but it's not easy. Like, the formula is very simple. Like, just go out and talk to women. Duh.
Yeah.
But like, it's difficult in that like there's so many different factors that we have to consider as men. And I'll even share a personal story. This is what I wanted to get into earlier. So we looping it back together.
Okay, there we go.
Okay. About like how difficult this is. I went on a date earlier this week. And I you ever take a shot at the basket and it just brick? Like,
Oh, okay.
like it was bad. It was bad. Like after the date, she was like, yeah, this is not going anywhere.
Oh, right,
And
okay.
like it happens, and I want to say that like even I think I told you like maybe a couple of weeks ago on like one of the episodes, like that's just kind of par for the course, you know. It like most of the time it's gonna be a rejection. Most of the time it doesn't always work out. Like, and yeah, so like, but you still have to keep going. And like, here's the thing. Like, I thought the date went fine, but like, I thought it was fine, but like, but you have no clue. You have to be very conscious of like how they're feeling, how they're gonna react to like what you say.
I was gonna ask
very
you,
conscious of like all that.
I was gonna say, how did she look after it?
Okay. So I'll keep it brief.
Yeah, just keep.
I'll keep it brief. All right. So we matched on Hinge, right? And we start talking, and I'm like, "Yo, let's go to this kava bar." And she was like, "Yeah, sure, that sounds good." We FaceTime, we talk for a little bit. She seems like a smart girl. She's about 24. I'm 28. I didn't think that was like a huge age gap, but like, you know, I do know that that's some people are gonna think about that. Whatever.
Yeah, that ain't
I don't think that's
too
like,
bad
I
at
don't
all.
think that's too bad. But like, so we're there. So like, we go to the kava bar. We order. We sit down. There's like a chess set there. We're playing chess, and in my head, I'm just going, okay, just relax. Let's talk to her. Get her talking. Like, see what she's about. Like, do we connect? So, you know, I get to talking, she gets to talking, we're exchanging, there's some smiles or whatever. She does have like a little bit of nervous energy, but I'm like, that's okay, it's the first time that we're talking or whatever. And you know, we play a couple games, she wins one, I let her win, I win one, destroyed her ass. And we just kept talking for a bit. I pay, we walk out, you know, do a little hug, and she gets to her car. I walk her to her car. I walk to my car. End of date. You know, I thought it was fine. Seemed like a fairly normal interaction, and I didn't think it was like, okay, it's not like instant connect, head over heels, let's go for it. But sort of just like we had a decent conversation, and I thought we could probably like continue talking or like continue going on other dates. But then, you know, I drive home, and like she sends me the message like, yo, that was cool, thanks for paying for that, but yeah, I don't think it's gonna work out. I didn't feel the romantic spark. And I was like, word, that's cool, thanks for coming out, enjoy your future romantic endeavors, life is good, you know, and just keep it moving. Like,
Yeah, damn.
like that's kind of it. Like, so the difficult part here is like, sometimes it's just like that. You could be thinking like it's gonna go well, you could be thinking like, oh, this is just fine, we can continue going, but like from their perspective, they're like, oh, this dude's boring, or whatever reasons she came up with in her head to like say like, okay, this wasn't working for her. She was just like, yeah, no.
Yeah,
and it's like that, and that's part of the process of dating. You have to go through that. You have to meet different women, and like most of them are gonna say no. That's kind of how that works.
Yeah, so it's basically like a numbers game type of thing, like
Basically.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of men get discouraged when you do stuff like that. You put yourself out there and you like go on the date, and then it's like it just doesn't turn out the way that you hoped or intended. But it kind of just is what it is, you know?
Yeah, I totally agree. As far as, again, like, I guess the end results say for themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
You just keep going.
Yeah, even with that one strikeout, there's been times where, you know, actually got a few home runs.
Yeah. And you know, here's the secret, and I'll just be totally and completely honest with you. Like, it might seem like I don't know if the way that I talk, it seems like I get like a lot of girls or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But like the really and truly, like I've struck out far more times than like I've like made the home run, like a lot more.
Man,
Like,
I can only say like,
but, like I gotta keep going up to bat because if I don't, I'm never gonna hit.
Yeah,
know?
what I mean with that, what more can you say other than put in the effort?
Yeah,
That's
I wish I
basically
had
how
this
it
much
is.
effort for other things, but
I mean,
the motivation is different for different shit. You know?
yeah, that I mean once you had a bit more than a taste, it's kind of hard to kind of take off from that. I understand that. From outside perspective, obviously you don't completely understand that, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, but nah, bro. Like, yeah, and that's just me being totally honest. Like, I've struck out like a lot more than like I've like made home runs or anything.
Yeah, so for all y'all out there, like prime example, like it does happen.
Yeah,
It might not seem like it happened, but like it does happen, and it's just a matter of again putting in that effort.
just keep going.
Yeah,
I think I said this in the last episode. There's like 8 billion people on the planet. At least half of them are women.
Yeah.
You're gonna find another one.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many, you can't talk to all of them. Like,
You can't. No, nobody can. There's not that.
but I might try. No.
Like I say, going on a conquest. But no, it's just I'd say again, put some effort out there for sure, and just kind of don't let your like the rejection part like do anything to you mentally to where you might go into the trap per se, being OnlyFans.
Yeah. I think that's the next part of the cycle where it's like they get rejected and then they're just like, oh, I don't want to deal with women in real life, blah blah blah. So I'm just gonna like, it's so much easier to just click the link and watch the video. This girl on the video is telling me everything I want to hear.
Yeah.
Like this girl on the video, I get to see everything and all this stuff. Like there's no there's nothing I gotta deal with. There's no stress. There's no, like, it's just so easy.
Yeah, with that, like all of what mentally you had like desired up here or fantasized about, you think it could be on there.
It's wish fulfillment.
Yeah, I guess. Thing is though, especially if you're getting out of that, you can't expect that from the women out here in real life.
The best part about going after women in real life is the tension, the challenge, the oh, is she gonna it's the back and forth, the playing, like, oh, she's teasing me a little bit, okay, I'm gonna tease her a little bit, okay, is she like can like it's the back and forth, the little tension, the games that you play, that's the challenge of it all. Like that's the fun part for me. But I think that's the frustrating part for like a lot of guys. If that makes any kind of sense.
Yeah,
like,
I guess they don't. They just don't like a tease, basically.
No, but like that's I think most people don't. But like I think maybe I just have an issue. But like I kind of like the challenge where it's like, oh, okay, so like you so it's like you want me to like chase you a little bit. You want me to. So,
okay.
Like okay. She. Like,
I guess once you bring in the chase part,
it depends. You got to read the signs.
Okay.
You have to be like really good at like reading the signs, and I'm not saying I'm good at reading the signs all the time, but like I have certain rules, and if she's playing with the back and forth a little bit, like I'll throw myself out there, and if she reciprocates in like a fun, playful way, then I know like it's cool to like move further. Now, if that was also a thing during the date, I didn't do that. I was just trying to have an open conversation. I didn't even like try and like tease out any extra anything from her. So maybe that could have been like a thing.
Okay. So it like didn't like ask like too much like to I guess give any like leeway for her to like say something or
Can I
give
be like real with you?
yeah.
She wasn't my she wasn't my type.
The,
So like I wasn't super attracted to her. So you're like, so why were you on a date with her?
that's exactly what I'm thinking.
I get it. But like you, look, you just gotta keep shooting. Sometimes you don't always get like. You might be surprised.
Okay, you know what?
You might be surprised.
Yeah,
It might be like a girl that you're not like. You might not have chosen, but like, maybe she has some interesting characteristics about her that you'd like to try out, or like to like see if they can like she can endear you, like to her. So like but it is definitely very important to have genuine attraction for the person that you're trying to get with.
Okay.
It is definitely important. I think that was probably like one of the areas that I failed in. But the main point of what I was saying was basically like having that back and forth, like seeing like okay, pushing the boundaries a little bit of like where you can go with her and like what she's trying to do to you and like okay, like what kind of energy are we going? I like that, and like if she's like playing along with it, then you know that like it's time to go forward.
Okay.
Like, if she's not, then back off. It's very like it's just one of those things you gotta like feel out.
Okay.
But you don't always get it right. But it's always just like safer to just like back away and see if like she like continues versus like pushing forward and like she backs away. Like that's
I guess in one way that could lead to a lot of less frustration with that in terms of that if they kind of thought that same way. Now just going by what you're going about. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I feel like I've been like going a lot. So, what's your experience with like maybe like the last girl that you talked to?
Last girl, I think I already told you this, but I was at my previous job. It was at my previous job, which I know we said that you don't necessarily talk to. I would say don't really like start on with people at your workplace because I mean that's just a bad idea overall. But the thing is, I think it's already had I was already in the mind state of like I'm out of here, and it was like a week or two before I got fired. So yeah, thing is though, at my job, I was like basically what I didn't involve me like talking with anybody at all for like a good bit of my shift. So I was just like, I want some human interaction, and one of the ones that came through was this was this one white girl that was kind of thick, had glasses, and all that, which
I was into the snow bunnies. All right.
Yeah. I mean, they're good looking, but yeah, no. Some people might not have found her attractive. I was just like, at the very least, I'll talk to her and see what I can get out of her. Because I don't know, for some reason, why
a good conversation is always like, I think, a good thing.
Yeah, but yeah, so necessarily didn't really go anywhere with that. Obviously, since I got fired, but
should have got her number or something.
Maybe shoot. The thing is though, I already told you what she did, like what I did was as far as like machine operating, and what she did basically like dealt with like basically like taping down like the certain boat parts and stuff like that, and also every now and again I might have started doing like a little bit of heavy lifting and stuff like that, but I was just like, hell, I'm still gonna talk to her. But yeah, dog. It's just that one time she walked in and she was looking up at the ceiling, basically seeing how big the actual machine I was operating was, and from there I just kind of just informing her on that basically, but like
you just had a regular conversation with her.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That's yeah. I wouldn't even categorize that as like flirting or anything. That was just like you talking.
Yeah, no. I'm not a flirter. If anything,
That's kind of required. That's kind of required for pushing further with certain things.
as far as like that, yeah, no. But as far as no, I never had that before.
Well,
Not to put that in like, sorry to put that in desktop, but that's no.
I think that's just part of like one of those things that you do during the process of courtship and all that stuff. That's all.
Oh, that whole thing.
Yeah, just like if you're trying to like start anything in that avenue of like relationship wise.
Oh yeah,
if
no,
you're
I never
just talking like as a friend, then like, yeah, no, you don't need that.
And no, I never really got as far as like courtship or anything like that. No, none like that. None that far.
Well, when you get to that point, that's part of that. That's part of that.
Yeah,
I am glad that you're getting away from like with this whole conversation talking about like getting away from like the porn and the OnlyFans stuff. We're I think that to develop a healthy mind state like as a man and like wanting to like really develop yourself like for the future of like how you're gonna just interact in like spaces where there's important people, it's good to sort of get that like objectification of women and that sexualization mindset out of you and not watching or like severely decreasing the amount of that kind of content is what's warranted. And I think we've done a good job of like expressing that we don't do that.
Oh no, for sure.
Yeah.
And it can also lead to basically also the desensitizing part for sure. Just
for sure.
Yeah, just mainly just as far as like if say like if sometime afterwards if you do something like in the intimate part, it may not be as arousing or exciting as you thought it would be, type of thing.
Yeah, I can talk a little bit about that too.
Okay, shoot.
I don't know if this is TMI or whatever, but yeah, you can definitely get to that point where I've never been to the point where it's just like, oh, I'm not like, I can't get to where I need to be for the moment, but I do understand it's when you get desensitized, it's a little bit harder to get to the end goal.
Okay, yeah, sometimes. No, because you think yeah, I guess it's sort of,
because you get a little worn out.
Okay.
You get a little worn out is how I'm gonna put that. I'm gonna phrase that in that way.
Okay, gotcha.
So you really, the best thing for you to do is to experience that kind of thing with your partner, and to just leave all the extra stuff off to the side. You don't need that. You don't need that.
Yeah, because with that also, it's just like could be a bit overwhelming for the partner as well. If you,
I mean, depending on like what you're asking them to
do. Yeah.
And like what you kind of need from them. I think this is an interesting point too that I think we could get into with the brain rot conversation. And this is what I mean when I say brain rot in this context. When you're just eventually, like, we're talking about being desensitized and watching that kind of content, like, you're gonna get bored of the certain content that you watch, and then you're gonna like, okay, well, what's more exciting? What's something different? What's new that I haven't seen? And then you can get down a really bad rabbit hole of some weird stuff.
I was gonna say downward spiral
into some weird stuff. And yeah, then you get like these ultra specific things that you're into, and just a whole bunch of weird stuff. And then you try and deal with real people, and then women are just like, what what is wrong with you? And it's just like, but like, you know, I just really like this thing. And it's like, dude, like, calm the fuck down, first of all.
Yeah.
And stop watching those videos, because that's what's got you in that weird mindset of like, you like this ultra specific like thing. Like, calm down.
And
You know?
it just it definitely brings out the worst in a lot of them. Especially going down that road. It's just like, at that point you really need to take a good long break from it.
Take a good long break, you know, touch grass, go outside, you know, talk to people, talk to some women.
Heal up the little guy down there, and don't do anything. Don't do anything to him at all.
What was it? You know, No Nut November. You might want to do like no nut for the year or something.
Honestly, because at this point you're tapped out.
Like, for real. Like, just, you know, do some healing, some self-healing. You know, let like cleanse your mind of that kind of stuff. And, you know, I do think that, like, in moderation, like, it's probably fine, but like, I also think that like certain people should probably stay away from certain things.
Yeah, no, for sure, because they can't really
control themselves.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think that's what.
It might be good to go monk mode sometimes.
Yeah. Usa namaste. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam, my brother.
Sounds like you just said that shit reverse.
I did.
But yeah, no, and I guess, yeah, just closing out. I'll say it again. Just, you know, OnlyFans as well as porn. It's just it's brain rot.
Absolutely, and you should take care of yourself and not entertain that sort of content.
Indeed. Just, you know, get yourself back right, eating the right stuff to replenish yourself, and just, you know, go out there, smell some roses, go on a hiking trail, you know, enjoy the fresh air, and, you know, just be a bit more of like an active person out here as far as like in you know, society, and not go about that downward spiral we were talking about.
Yeah, for certain. I think all of those things are good to like help heal and cleanse you. And I also think you should get out and experience talking to actual women. And
for sure.
That will help you a lot.
That will definitely help you a lot.
And maybe, like, you know, take a risk sometimes and like test the waters, push the boundaries just a little bit in a respectful manner to see like if you can find someone who's willing to play that game of attraction with you. I think that's very important.
For sure. Definitely take heed to that.
Well, you know, I hope you guys have a good day. Please join us in the comments down below. I'd love to see any kind of like topics or anything you come up with, anything that we've discussed today that you maybe like have an opinion on. If you just want to call me out for being whatever, that's cool too. I'm here to have a conversation.
Hey, definitely over here too, because even though as many of the pauses I had, you know, call me out on that shit too.
This is so interesting because this is going public. This is going online. People are gonna be like, Quasi is so weird.
Hey man, hey, I'm ready for it. I don't care.
Yeah, it is what it is. You only got one life to live, and we live in it.
Yeah, for sure.
All right.
Yeah, that being
signing
said,
out. This is Culture Nexus.
Yes, sir.
I'm Quasi.
Josh.
See you.
Deuces.
Like, share, subscribe. All right.